everyone, I'm Dr. Ravenholm and welcome back for another episode of Cosmic, once again hosted on the RavenCraft server, and you join me on the roof of the Nether at the end of an incredibly long piston bolt. Today we are going to be having a look, it's more of a showcase episode to show the work that we did on our 10 chunk slime farm back on the Cosmic server, because of course the Cosmic server has now ended and now is being hosted temporarily on the RavenCraft server, which is still available to any players from Cosmic that want to finish any final episode, like any sort of like goodbye episode for their series. All they have to do is simply contact me on the RavenCraft Discord server, and I can arrange to whitelist you on here if you want to finish any final episodes. And of course as well, anyone else is welcome to join the RavenCraft Discord server. Just follow the links in the description below. It's not just about Minecraft, we do talk about other games, TVs, movies, tabletop games. But anyway, what we're here today though is to have a look at our 10 chunk slime farm, which is a passageway just down here. See here, as I said, we are miles away from spawn here, so let's head on through now to our huge 10 chunk slime farm. And here we are at our 10 chunk slime farm, and you can see here just how immense this structure is. You see here, this is where we made all the concrete for it. You see, we went with the green. We were going to, if we had had time, we were going to make sort of like slime faces in the walls and decorate it in some ways. But let's actually have a look at the farm itself. So if we hop up here, and you can see just the insane volume of slimes. So there's loads of slimes as well that are just sitting there, the balls, because the machine is currently turned off for the collection. So let's hop through and I will show you where we turn that on. Quick look in here as well. There is absolutely mountains of slime. So let's head on in here, and you see here we have a hopper minecart collection system. We had to go through quite a few iterations of this to get it right, because of the space that they were going in, because they were going into slightly unloaded chunks, like past the render distance, and we wound up, it was more efficient just to use 6 and to loop them back. So this one here, when it leaves, will come down this track, and then it will come back on this one here when it unloads, and that's just to prevent them from wedging up in the corners if one of them gets too close to another. But let's fire this away, and where's the lever? It's at the back. And here they are away now, and you can see they'll start collecting them. I will show you in a moment. On the far corner there is the return area where they come back, and to make sure that we get all of drops, we can set it so that it doesn't just collect from where the magma blocks is, it also collects from just underneath the next layer as well into the actual slime chunks, because what you tend to find is that some of the smaller ones, as soon as if they're bouncing off there and they haven't come down off another level, see there, so back there, the ones that stop are the ones that are unloading, and there must have quite a bit in them if they are still unloading. Yep, absolutely loads still in that one there. Let's get off the track just in case. But as I was saying, the smaller ones there will land and die on there, and the slime blocks, you would miss them if you didn't have a collection underneath that first line there. Let's have a look at that. Oh, that one's away. We're not close enough to that one. It's absolutely loads under there. There is hopper minecarts underneath here as well, which is drawing them away quickly. And as you can see here, we just have a little item elevator which launches them up so that we can get them up, because there's nothing below us, of course, because we are at the bedrock level. But let's now fly up and take a look. We'll just leave this running. Just got a little bit on that one there. We'll leave this running and we will fly up, and you can see the sheer size and scale of this build. Actually, let's go a little bit higher again. So let's slow down, and there you go. You can see the sheer crazy size of this. Now, this project took approximately 2 months of work, in amongst other things that we were working on. Myself, Focus, and Nova all helping out. And there you can see some more there jumping off. The iron golems are all suspended as well, all around. There is some over there as well, of course, but we are just beyond the render distance. Just coming there, yep. As it took absolutely ages. The placement as well of the torches, also the the glowstone even, was calculated precisely as well to maximise the light level and not allow for any other mobs to spawn. All of these, as I say, it was calculated perfectly for the. I know there are like patches that look like they're dark, but it is calculated perfectly. And also, I calculated it for each level as well to get the maximum light out of the least amount of glowstone blocks. And that was repeated on every level. And you see each level as well compensates for the level below it. So this light here is lighting up this sort of area here, and this bit here is lighting up here, and so on. See some of these levels that we still haven't taken the torches off, but I will get to that before I make the world download. It's probably just still a couple of levels with torches on dotted around. That was just whilst we were constructing it. So let's fly up here for a moment. Now digging this out, this was our sort of like sort of area where we had all of our gear and we had all of our facilities for digging this out. I did show some of this in a live stream as well when we were using TNT, but we actually started this project using an Elmango sort of designed sand placing machine, and we had a player AFK here for days, but unfortunately due to server issues it kept on crashing, and we kept having to rebuild the machines and reset it and redesign it. It was a bit of a nightmare, and in the end we wound up just placing the remaining blocks manually and then TNTing it away, because as you'll notice, this is in the ocean. This 10 chunk slime farm that we found is in the middle of the ocean here, and we had to drain this entire area. There was like a little island in the middle, and you can see the remains of that over there. Let's see if we just zoom around here. There you go, you can see here, because above here was where that original portal was, right up in the sky, and these are the last areas that we never got around to draining because it wasn't 100% necessary to drain them, because we had dug out all of the area that was required for the slime farm. In fact, if I just bring up the grids here for a second there, and you can see here as well the 10 chunks that make up this insane slime farm. You see there's another one that's hopping down to the iron golems. Oop. He's trying to have a go at me there. Never mind. And he got whacked by another golem. Yeah, and then they bounce down, and they're away. And then you can see there. Actually, we'll fly down to that a bit. We'll take the grids off whilst we're going, and we'll zoom down into this little chamber here. This sort of wall here was where all the flying machines were, and tell you what, I'll put some clips up here of what I've got. First of all, you can see here, this is the sand placing machine that we spent many hours working on and keeping it running, making sure that all the chunks were loaded so that it would keep placing the sand, and then flying machines would fly and push the things back. And then of course you can see here in a live stream that we did, you can't actually watch this whole like 3-hour video. There was it wasn't just the TNT, we also did like a little mini adventure during that live stream as well. And you can see there as well, we're just continuously blasting away. We had the flying machines going across, just did them manually, just using the TNT duplication just to level this area out to bedrock. And then though, if we come back in here, you can see here as well, this is just a very basic return station. Originally it was a bounce back, so that because we actually had a minecart on every single track, but because of the issues we were having, where if they had two of them that were next to each other, they could occasionally jam against each other, and that would cause them to get stuck, and then we'd have to crawl underneath there to go and nudge it along, or just destroy it and rebuild it. But having the returns just to simply use the second track worked out far better for a mining operation of this sort of insane scale. Yeah, as it was an absolute grind for 2 months to dig this out. Just when we had time to work on it, you know, like an hour or so, an hour and a half each evening, just to try and get some more progress done on it. But yeah, this is probably one of my favourite projects after the Stargate that I've worked on the Cosmic server. But unfortunately we never got to really share the sort of spoils of this with the rest of the server, unfortunately. We did plans for other things to happen here, because this was our industrial district. Actually, if we just zoom up here, you probably saw it loaded in the distance, but we have a huge mob farm as well, all still down in the green, so it matches our slime farm over there. If we just go down here, I tell you what, let's activate this. We might get a few drops out of it. Alright, let's turn that on, and first of all, they will drop on the other side. So we will just hang on here for a moment, and let's see, actually we'll get closer, just in case we're beyond the render distance. Oh no, there's somebody, oh, there we go, we got a little bit out of it there. Oh, there we go, here we go, the flying machines have made it to the end. The actual AFK spot for this is right up on top. Oh, I appear to have hacked somebody off. Sword, where is it? Yep, I've got it. Yep, don't know where he's gone. There we go, just collect that. You see there's just a court there, a couple of other mobs dropping down, and then there we go, it comes down again, they just rain mobs. And then it all gets washed away and put into this item sorter here, so that we can gather bits and bobs out, because this is how we got all of our rockets for the rocket shop. So we combine this with the over at my farming area, where I have the sugarcane machine for the paper. And you see there, that's just what we've left there, and plus as well all the rockets that we have actually made, because we've made like dozens and dozens of shulker boxes of rockets. Loads of them are actually in reserve underneath the shop. Just so that we could restock it easily for people, so that everyone could have the opportunity to fly around the server. Right then, let's head back over, and we'll have a little bit more look at the industrial area that goes with our 10 chunk slime farm. So as I said, this was our sort of like prep area, where there was actually a big structure here that we had that was to protect the AFKer whilst they were placing the sand and having all the machinery that went all the way along here to the end that was pushing it all out. See there as well, the little slimes are still going at it there. But we also have a super smelter. If we just hop around here, you see a super smelter here, so we can drop all the stuff in here and it will send it along. There is just another little chamber here where there is a bed, and if you want to AFK here as well, because here we have a machine for mending our tools. Now it's currently deactivated. If I just fly out a little bit. So rather than having to make the long trek back to the pigman farm, because we are, if I put this on here, we are 17,500 blocks away from spawn. But this was the machine that we use just to mend our tools quickly. So there's an array of furnaces down there, and they just continuously smelted items so that it could build up enough XP to mend our tools. Now, the question is now, can I get out of here? Because I wasn't actually supposed to land in here. One other thing that I forgot to mention about this project as well is shortly after we started, you can see there over there, there's a tiny little patch there. Whilst Nova was lighting up the surrounding islands, he spotted another end portal. So I put a little tower around it here, because once we got the end open, we can then able to use this, as long as we hadn't slept, we were able to use this as a shortcut back to base, back to the spawn area. So we could just come along here in a boat and just simply drop down this hole, and then of course you'd be in the end, and then just simply drop through the gap in the middle of the end, and you've covered the 17,000 blocks in about 20 seconds to get back to base. You can see here from above just the massive scale of this area. We were going to turn this whole area into a large set of like factories, because we also as well we have the underwater temples, or whatever it is that are called again, here as well. And then we were going to build our mob farms in there as well, so that we could get all of the prismarine that we needed, and more importantly all the sea lanterns as well, which is one of my favourite light sources in the game to use. It looks just the most tidiest out of them, but unfortunately we never got to do that as well. Oh, there we go. That was immensely fiddly, but we eventually got out of there. So this was how we would bend our tools whilst we were working up here, because we went through a lot of tools to dig out this area for the sections that we did by hand, especially whilst we were still prepping the area for the mining machines. And this, of course, being the old portal. This, as I said, is where, after the Stargate, is probably one of my favourite projects that I've worked on here on the server. Let's just zoom back in the air, and I tell you what, we will nip down and we will turn the machine off. And we will bring all those minecarts back in. So we'll just flick that lever, and there you see the minecarts now can, once they arrive back here, will no longer head back out. So here come the rest. So there should be 6, and as long as all 6 return, we know that the machine hasn't locked up. There's number 3 on that side. So now we're just waiting, because it is the bounce station is a longer journey for the ones that come this way. Maybe the bounce station should have been maybe just straight opposite here, because they just got like a short trip, so they could probably make 2 trips in the time it takes for that long edge to move. But you could always build more collection stations. There we go. That's everyone back home. And there you could hear there it's spooled up to life to drop more blocks into there, more slime. It's ridiculous sums that we got here just for like half an hour or so. You can like fill chests. If I do get some time, I will maybe sit here for an hour. I said we never actually found the optimal AFK spot for it. Unfortunately, we didn't have time before Cosmic ended. Let's zoom up here, because after Cosmic ended, for any players that wanted to finish any final builds or finish any final like goodbye episode, I put this up on the RavenCraft server so that the other players would have somewhere, because when the server closed within 60 seconds. They'd taken it offline. It's still available until I publish my final episode, which can only be a couple of episodes off, I think. So I don't think I've got that many pre-recorded ones now to edit or just to polish off. This was more just a showcase episode, because we worked so hard on this project that I couldn't allow it, even though we only had like a few little clips here and there recorded. I couldn't allow it to be missed, so I've done a little recording of that on my server here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at the insane 10-chunk slime farm. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and don't forget as well to follow the link in the description to my Discord server. You can join there. We don't just talk about Minecraft, we also talk about video games, TV shows, movies and tabletop games as well. I'll also be looking for some volunteers as well if anyone would like to join me in a game of Icarus. That we will do. Icarus is a game about how great civilizations fall, and it's a storytelling one-shot RPG, and it would be great to get some extra folk on there as well, so that we can all play together in a session, maybe even a live stream. Just follow the link in the description and join me over on the RavenCraft Discord server. Don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.
When you feel the world is over, when you say you're feeling lonely, if you ever need a shoulder, you know where to find me. Stop chasing all the city lights, breathe me in, go on and take your bite, count on me to make you come alive. When you feel the world is over, when you say you're feeling lonely, if you ever need a shoulder,